What's going on, everybody? Ty here, and you saw the title of the video. Qualified for the Natural Mr. Universe, why I didn't go. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, okay, if I was a pro bodybuilder and I got invited to the Natural Mr. Universe stage, I would for sure go. I would for sure get there. I'd book my airline ticket, cross off the hotel, and see you in Florida. But obviously, I didn't do that. Now, reason why I didn't go. So, as many of you know, I did my rookie pro season this year. About a month ago was the last time I was on stage there in Illinois at the Natural Peoria Championships, where I placed 4th out of 7 athletes. And that's actually how I qualified for the Natural Mr. Universe. Now, the Natural Mr. Universe requires you to place top 3 out of a class of 5 to 9 athletes. Now, they have a little caveat in there that if an athlete's already qualified, you, the next runner-up, gets to go. So by placing 4th, the individual that won 1st place had already qualified because he won a NGA show a few weeks prior. I believe it was about a month prior. Mr. Jay Johnson won, and so he was already qualified. So I was extended the invitation to go down to Florida, compete with a bunch of pros that qualified to be there. All these guys are top level pros, but I chose not to go. Now I'm going to discuss kind of why I didn't choose to go. And the first reason, I was getting burned out of the competitive realm. This year, there were some other things going on in my life that, caused me to basically decide that Illinois is going to be definitively my last show, regardless of if I placed and qualified for the universe or not. That was my goal in the beginning of this year. I wanted to be on that universe stage, but dieting down, I had a bunch of other things that I needed to attend to, such as applying for jobs in a field. I want to get a job in the field that I went to college for, so I've been doing a lot of applications, interviews, and the like. That was reason number 1. Reason number 2, social things. So what I mean by that is, family was getting a little worn down. Girlfriend, she wanted to, she was going full board to help me, and I give her a lot of props for that. She's helping me every week, keeping me accountable with the diet, the cardio, doing it with me. But, it got to a point where I just felt like it was time for a break, and I wanted to, end my season on another show, do at least 2 shows, and call it, a wrap. Third reason, really the main reason to be honest, is the level of competition. This year exposed me to a lot of pros that, it showed me where I needed work. And let's just say when you win your pro card, you're obviously a high-level amateur. When I was an amateur, I went into shows and I was, I was a top contender pretty much every show I did in that season where I got my pro card 2015. And I kind of went into this year with a little bit of overconfidence, which I might do another video on. And I came into the pros thinking, I have the physique, I have what they want, I'm going to do good no matter what. And it just taught me that it's kind of like a reset. You get that pro card, you step onto that elevated stage, and these guys aren't kidding around. A lot of these pros have been pros for years and years. A lot of these pros are, they're in their 40s. They've been building that natural muscle for probably, arguably almost double the time you've been, training. So a lot of these guys have earned that, and placing 5th out of 7 my first show, and then 4th out of 7 my next one. Even though I may have scathed by and qualified for that universe stage, and I might have done well, might have gotten in the top 5 there, ultimately, I don't want to just go into a world title level show being, a contender that just made it there, scraping at the bottom of the barrel to get there. What does that do for your own confidence kind of going into it? And secondly, I want to go into a show like that in the future as a top contender. I want people to be like, Tyler is going to be one of the top guys here. No question. And when I barely qualified to get there, it just doesn't really sit well with me as far as going into a show with the mentality of trying to get that title of Mr. Universe. It's something I definitely want to do in the future if the stars align. However, looking back at it, I'm glad that I decided, not to take that trip out there. And I'll go into that fourth reason, financially. Financially, it costs money. The pro level, natural pro bodybuilding is not a money pit. It's not like the IFBB where if you're a top level contender, you got sponsors paying the way everywhere you go. Natural bodybuilding, it's an investment in yourself. Really, even though I'm at that pro level, even though there's a potential for the monetary prizes, that's not why I do it. It's really for the passion. Obviously, it's a bonus. It's something that if there's a show that I have a better chance of placing for that, money, I'm gonna pick a show that gives me the best probability of that. I'm gonna pick the show that is a better fit for me. But going down to the universe, regardless of that placing, you're still paying for that airfare. You're still paying for the hotel. You're paying for all the amenities that you need. From tanning to all your food. You're paying for going out to restaurants during the trip. That stuff does add up. That money does add up, and sometimes you have to pick shows that are going to be better financial choices for you, smarter choices. So financially, I just didn't really think that at this particular time I wanted to go down there, just barely making it to that stage. So I love Florida. I'm probably going to plan a trip there on my own, not competing. Like I said, this competition fees do add up. The registration for your pro class, the pro card itself, paying for that pro status for a year with every organization you compete in, the stuff adds up, and it's not cheap. As you get in that pro level, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're an amateur natural bodybuilder and you think that once you go pro, it's going to be money, 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 the pro registrations, they almost double in price, and the same thing with that pro card fee. I think I paid over $200 this year in pro status, and when I competed as an amateur, it was like half that cost. So be prepared to pay even more, because the promoters basically, they're going to pay out the top three usually, and that money's got to come from somewhere, and a lot of it's from the other pros paying more fees. So again, natural pro bodybuilding is not a place for you to make a living and make money. This is a hobby for everybody. Even the top level pros, the best pros in the world, they're still running businesses. They're still working every day. A lot of them have jobs, full time. This is a hobby. It's something you do on the side, and it's not something that's going to resonate to income. The pro kickbacks are nice because it almost pays your way depending on the show. If you take first, that first place check might cover your costs and give you a little bit of money to spend going out to eat with your family after the show. That's really all you're getting in pro card fees, unless you're doing the highest level shows out there. And even then, to get to that level, IP World Finals, placing first, you're going through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get there. And I guarantee that money that those guys are getting back, it's not a huge surplus to what they put into getting there. So with that in mind, that is why I chose not to do the Natural Mr. Universe. I'm honored that I got the phone call from the NGA founder, owner, letting me know that I am qualified to go, and he wanted to see me there. However, I had to make a decision, and I need to build some size. So I'm excited. I've been already working really hard, grinding through these workouts, and I'm glad that I took a step back and was able to get my foot in the water in the pros. Did multiple pro shows, but now it's time to really sit back and train hard and build my body so that when I come back, I'll be ready for that universe stage or IP Worlds or wherever I decide to compete. So, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. 2 things really important. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Hit that like button. And, leave a comment. I want to hear how many of you would have gone if you qualified, or if you would have taken a step back if you were in my shoes, or those of you that may have qualified. Tell me about it. Tell me about your plans. Comment below. Let's get this discussion going, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.